Okay, so think about your day just for a second. Music's probably been in there somewhere already, hasn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Maybe in a film trailer you saw, or just, playing quietly in a shop, or maybe even blasting while you were working out.
Right. It's everywhere.
It really is. And it's that constant presence, that power of music that we're going to dive into today.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've been listening to an episode from the English Basic podcast. It's called Let's Talk About Music.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the hosts, Alex and Sarah, they really focus on making learning English fun, using music because, well, everyone connects with music, right?
Makes sense. So our mission here isn't just to, recap their chat. We want to really explore why music grips us like it does. And importantly, how it can be this, surprisingly good tool for learning a language. We're digging through what they said to pull out the best bits for you.
Okay.
So Alex and Sarah, they started off pretty personally, right? Talking about the music they like. Sarah, she's big on pop.
Yeah, she mentioned Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Dua Lipa, that kind of vibe.
Right, saying how catchy those songs are. And you can actually pick up, everyday English from them sometimes.
And Alex, he leans more towards rock. He listed bands like Coldplay, Imagine Dragons, and Queen, of course.
Can't forget Queen.
Definitely not. But he also said he enjoys jazz sometimes, when he wants to relax a bit.
What's interesting there is how they immediately pull you in, the listener. Makes you think, okay, what do I listen to?
Totally. They even ask that directly, don't they? Like, what kind of music do you like? They sort of prompt you to actually say it.
Yeah, it's a neat little way to get you involved from the start. Then they shifted gears a bit into this really fascinating idea that music isn't just, background noise or entertainment. It can actually help you learn a language.
Right. Sarah pointed out how listening to songs in English can genuinely improve your pronunciation and your feel for the rhythm of the language.
Which makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, there's a real cognitive thing there. The melody, the intonation in songs. It gives you a natural pattern to copy. You almost absorb the sounds without trying too hard. Alex compared it to how some people learn Spanish through music. You start to get the cadence, the flow, even before you know every single word.
That's a great comparison. And they didn't just leave it there. They gave some really practical tips, too.
Okay, like what?
Well, things like listening with the lyrics in front of you, reading along.
Okay, active listening.
Exactly. And then the brave step, actually singing along. Might feel a bit weird at first, they said, but it really helps your speaking and listening.
That makes sense. And they suggested starting with slower songs, right? That seems like solid advice.
Yeah, definitely. They specifically mentioned Let It Be by the Beatles.
Oh, yeah, good one.
And Adele's Someone Like You, because the vocals are clearer, the pace is, more manageable, gives your brain a chance to catch up.
Right, you can actually hear the individual words and how they connect, which is super helpful when you're starting out.
Then they got into some personal stories, which I thought was quite relatable, about the first English songs that really, clicked for them.
Oh, yeah.
For Alex, it was We Will Rock You, Queen again.
Huh, of course.
He said initially it was just that beat,
Yeah.
the stomp, stomp, clap. It's just so powerful.
This totally grabs you.
But then later, he really connected with the lyrics, the whole empowering message behind it.
Interesting. And Sarah?
For her, it was Celine Dion. My Heart Will Go On.
Titanic. Big one.
Exactly. She talked about that connection to the movie, obviously.
Yeah.
But also just the raw emotion in the song itself.
So it shows how music hits us in different ways, doesn't it? Sometimes it's the rhythm, sometimes the words, sometimes just the feeling or the memory attached.
Precisely. And that kind of led them naturally into talking about different music genres.
Okay.
They listed quite a few: pop, rock, hip-hop, jazz, classical, country, reggae, and R&B.
Okay.
Yeah, and they made the point that just knowing these labels helps you talk about your own tastes in English.
That's useful, being able to describe what you like.
And they even gave a simple sentence pattern for it. I like genre because reason. Super practical takeaway.
Yeah, that's actually really helpful. It prompts you to think why you like something and then say it in English. Good practice for vocabulary and just, expressing yourself.
Builds confidence too, I imagine.
Definitely.
So moving on from genres, they tackled the bigger picture. Why do we love music so much? Universally.
The million-dollar question.
Pretty much. They touched on the emotional side, how a song can just zap you back to a memory.
Or completely shift your mood.
Right. And also its universal nature. You don't always need to understand the lyrics to feel something. from the music itself.
That's so true. It crosses language barriers like nothing else. But, as they pointed out, understanding the lyrics, especially in English, if that's what you're learning, well, that adds a whole new dimension.
It deepens the connection, right? You get the nuances, the story.
Exactly. It unlocks another level of appreciation.
Oh, and they shared a fun fact. Did you know the most streamed song ever on Spotify is apparently Blinding Lights by The Weeknd?
Huh. Really? Blinding Lights. Okay.
Yeah, and Alex mentioned that the lyrics in that song are actually pretty good for picking up casual, everyday English.
Interesting. So even really current mainstream pop can be a learning resource. It's not just about studying old classics.
Absolutely. It reflects how people talk now.
Good point. It's about understanding real communication.
So, kind of wrapping things up, Alex and Sarah gave their listeners some homework, which we thought was worth passing on to you.
Okay, what's the assignment?
Basically, pick an English song you genuinely enjoy, find the lyrics, listen to it a few times, really listen, and then try singing along.
Right, the practical steps we talked about.
Yes. And we'd add maybe one more step they hinted at. Try to spot a few new words or phrases in that song.
And then actually use them.
Exactly. Try making your own sentences with them. That active part, that's what makes it stick, moving you from just enjoying the music to actually learning from it.
Yeah, that active engagement is key. Makes perfect sense.
So really the big takeaway here is that learning, whether it's English or anything else, it doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to feel like a chore. By using something you probably already love, like music, you can make the whole process way more enjoyable and probably more effective too.
Definitely more enjoyable. It makes you think, doesn't it? How else could you weave your favorite tracks into your own learning or even just your day-to-day life?